as firefighting equipment or something else. I mean, but now we use what's called Missouri Buys, and that's monitored by all of our groups in Delta Regional Authority and CMORPC. So we have multiple oversights here before funds are released.
So this is grant money, it's found money, it's money that's been given to us as a city for...
This was federal grant money, yeah.
For us to use. I mean, it's just as important as tax money, you know, that we're taxing our citizens for.
Yeah.
We should be using it for the best of the city. I hope that we find out in the end what happened to that $36,000. I would be for that.
That's approximate. There could be more, but I mean, like I said, you know, now that it was a voluntary investigation, if we were to want to do forensic, that does cost money, but they would go over even deeper, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bring in another entity for that. So
Maybe we can't afford that, but
I'll check with them, but it's not cheap. Sagen had to do the same thing, if you remember, when their county clerk, one of them resigned, and it cost them about 20 grand, but that was the county, so.
okay, well, thank you.
So I just want to get that out there. I mean, anybody's allowed to get it, but if you guys got any questions, feel free to look it up on their website. So, that was under unfinished business.
Okay.
I didn't have time last meeting because we were so booked. How we doing on the park project and location? Have we gone anywhere? Roads, again?
No, we just still talked about from last meeting,
Okay,
putting it down here towards the,
okay.
and I know I talked to Frankie a couple times to find out what we need to get started. What would be our best option to get started with
Okay.
something.
Is there a project manager on this, Mr. Mayor?
There is, I have reached out to like little tykes and that. I can forward the information to you if you would like. And they have project managers, and also there's one in Farmington that can come down. And there's other ones that uses. They kind of get their insight on things too as well, and cost perspective. Kind of get what
Do
we
you
got.
have that kind of help?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I know you and we talked a couple times with you about different grants, and you were gonna give me some information about grants for.
Yeah, I had that one, Jessica was working on it at the time, but then it renews up again. So I'm still looking into it, but I've been swamped with, you know, the other stuff with engineer and everything else, but I am working on that too. But there are also grants available through little tykes ourselves and things like that, which I'll forward all that, because I just sent a mass email out to all the different companies just to see who would respond. Some of them are kind of expensive, some of them, little tykes isn't that bad.
I know I'm not gonna write a grant. I know,
I can-
Mike got a hold of me and said, you know, that he would be willing to come down and talk some things over and see if we can get started, get things going.
The thing is that we're going to move forward, we need to have an organization behind us that has some ideas as far as the complete project is concerned, if it's going to be complementary or support our mission.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, but the other question I have is, are there funds available right now for this park that we can spend?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Is there a deadline to spending any of this money now?
November.
November. So we need to get some money to help us coordinate that park.
What is that amount?
I'll have to get the total again, here.
I thought it was like 41,000.
Something like that, 49, 49,
49,
It's,
I don't have the exact.
49 some change, yeah, because we had some more money from through it.
That'll be a great addition to the city for the children and things. And if we could get it done by this fall or sooner than this fall, it'd be great.
Yeah,
You know?
Summer.
Yeah.
yes, it would be.
But I'm asking for resources that will help us plan and organize, because it's been a while, and we've been talking about this for a while.
Yes, we have. There is still a citizens park board, because we had to pay taxes on it. So, if you guys want to look into that, I think it's under the ordinance, I have the aldermen are part of that, and then citizens, you guys do like a panel board and like work together with the community as a betterment. If that's something you guys want to do, they used to be around, but we still pay tax, you know, if we bring it in or do
Have
it.
you heard about the park board before, Rose?
No.
I think that would be a real good, asset to attach yourself to for the planning process of what we might need or what, how we could best spend that money. I mean, I've never put together a playground before, so I would think that a planning board like that would be very helpful on what's up to date, what's safe, what we should be doing, the area we need to do it in, and how we need to protect it from the traffic and the things that are going on, so it's safety and equipment and those things. So that part of the planning process has not been done yet?
No, that is way, because you need that, all those aspects taken part of the company too. They're going to assist you with that as well. They're going to give you options, like if you want this package or this package, but it also, I think, community involvement is very important with that, because they can kind of throw out ideas that we may not know, you know, and just things that they might like. And with that park board, I mean, that's would be a good thing to have. And you can probably integrate that park board, since we still have it active, into the revitalization as well, kind of merge and get kind of everybody's perspective looking from the outside in. You know, kind of like was in it years ago with trees, you know, and now they're flourishing, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it seems like to me that, do we have someone spearheading this? Is that you, Rose, or who? Yeah. Was it
Well,
the?
Nancy and I, we do it, looking at it together.
Yeah. So do you need somebody else to work with you and just get this thing organized?
So, but I guess, I know you're talking about how we need to have input and think, but we don't have a lot of money to be,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I don't want, and if there's other grants out there that we can
Yeah.
get, that's great. You know, that's another thing too. We don't have any solid ground saying, okay, yeah, we've got a grant for this, or Little Tice will do this, or
Yeah.
somebody else, because we have to worry about the fencing is the big thing. I think that's gonna be our biggest expense, is the fencing around the park area. You know, and then getting some kind of landscaping as far as for the kids to be able to walk in,
like rubber mulch or
yes,
something like that.
rubber mulch.
So, we need to identify the perimeter of this park, where it's gonna be located, get a drawing for it, a schematic on where we want to put the park. And then we can find out how much it is to protect the park. And then once we get those two things done, we can move into design, but we have enough money to do that.
We have enough money to, and it doesn't cost them to meet with these people, and they can kind of steer you in the right direction, how things are going, ADA compliance, code standards, everything like that. So, like I said, I get those resources to you. I know there's an ordinance how the park board's formed, back when that park was formed down there, and it's still going. We never dissolved it, but whenever we took that part offline.
But this is a playground,
Yeah,
and,
but you can call it a city park, because I mean, if you have picnic tables, things like that, that's still a recreational
Yeah.
area,
uh,
you know.
so we have 18,000,
We have approximately $40,000.
$40,000 and approximately, but that's grant money, we have that right now.
Mhm.
And how could we approach somebody or some within our city to go ahead and get us a plat laid out where the park is actually going to go, so we know it's 150 feet here and there?
Well, we did measure that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kathy and I-
Has that been documented anywhere? Because that needs to be done and brought to the board for approval.
Yeah.
So when we do talk to someone, they can say, where's this park going to be at? What's the boundaries? And so I would say that if you need some help, I heard Dr. Dudas here, Alderman Dudas said he would be glad to support that.
Yeah.
I would be glad to support us getting some type of plat design drawn up and passed by the board so we can start work and say this is actually where it's going to be. We know what city property we own and what we don't own, but who do we talk to about that particular piece of land?
up there,
Yeah.
that would be Mr. Fisher, Bobby Fisher.
And how much of it needs to be fenced, like the entirety or just around like the play equipment?
You know, the entirety from what I understand.
Yeah, I think for safety, especially the
Safety.
location, yeah, especially for the location. And, you know, it's right out in the sunshine, it's good, healthy things for kids to be out in the sunshine. It's also, you know, we'll need some shade trees built around that area, make it more park-like, but umbrellas and things, permanent umbrellas for kids to get under and, you know, shade themselves, maybe a picnic pavilion or something out there. So whatever those ideas are, we need to start writing those down. We'd like a pavilion, maybe we can't afford it right now, but that might be part of what's gonna be in there. But the boundaries would have to be, you know, the concept drives the boundaries. I mean, how much we're gonna put in there, how big an area we need. So in that effort for planning and organizing is really where we need to put our heads together right now, so that we can plan an area and organize that and get it passed by the board. So how, is there gonna be somebody heading this up, or we're going to?
Well, we had the drawings from the last time we had the meeting.
I'm talking about
We had to,
legal drawings, you know, I mean, we
Well,
schedule.
they would, when you meet with those people from these companies, they'll take that area and they'll take an aerial and they can measure like I do on mine, you know, from here to here at that point, and they can use CAD systems, CAD
Yeah,
programming, and kind of build you your blueprint ideas and give you options, so.
So, and these organizations that you have here, what, you need to know what those organizations are, and do you have a contact for these people?
Yeah, I got all their numbers, I can print them all out, put them on there, send it to an email to all of you, and then I guess we'll have a term around the next meeting and see where we stand, but I would hope we get some headway making on that.
Yeah.
With it being as nice as it is,
Right.
it's prime time,
Yep.
you know, so it's kind of,
So who's, so you're gonna send that information out to who these organizations are.
yes,
Rose, or doctor, is going to, Duda is gonna contact these people, set up a time for them to meet, show them where the park is, what we've got available for space, and then maybe talk to them about the concept of a playground park,
yes.
and start getting some ideas of what needs to be in there, what the cost might be, because it could be $120,000 and we've got 40.
They're really not that bad, some
Yeah.
of them are, I mean,
But unless we get going, we won't get this park done this year.
and that's a big thing, it's use it or lose it.
Yeah.
And that's, I
So if we
figure,
don't take this money in November and have some, if we get it in November, we have to already have that planned out. Where the park's gonna be, what's going on, so we can say, this is what we're doing first, we're fencing this in, or whatever.
oh, it's gotta be completed by November,
Yeah, really.
yeah, and that's it. What's not used goes back to the federal government, so.
I think it's up to us to get this thing going then.
And then, like I said, if somebody would like to bring people in to have a citizens board with that, with the park board, since we're paying on it, taxes on it, so you guys have, you know, kind of an idea too, work together. And community involvement is starting to be a very popular thing.
Yeah, who is this park board contact?
I'm sorry,
Who's the contact?
we don't have
We don't have.
it anymore, so you guys could find somebody. Alderman Felix, what do you think about that? Do you have any input, sir?
I just think you should survey the citizens, find out what they want, where they want it to be, then you fold it into the size and what you want to achieve in it. And it should flow, because you already have a board. They're just not acting, you know, act with somebody to step up. Do what you gotta do.
I think that for the sake of that, Alderman, we will probably need to go ahead and say we've identified the area. Like Bruce said, it's already been identified, it's not gonna be up, and we had to find the best place for the city where we have the land, so it would, I think that's already the done part, is the location. Still, if there's no head of the park board, then are we gonna be head of the park board? Do we have to find somebody to let our citizens see?
You'll have to look at the ordinance in that book under parks. It'll explain like how many are on there and then how many citizens you can have. So everybody can come to consensus like Alderman Felix said, you know, that way you get input from everywhere. So it's kind of like not just the board making all the decisions.
Right.
I think that's why they created that back then in 70 something, so whatever the fuck that is.
Well, we already identified a community development group, and that group is okay by this board, and that exists right now, and Rose is on it.
Yes.
They identified an area for a park, and I'm willing to, and we've got that passed with the board. She brought it here,
Oh,
and
yeah.
passed it. So that's not up for discussion now unless you want to move and start over again.
No, I mean, but if you got flood zone X, flood zone AE and all that, so I mean, but then if you bring one of these engineering people down that do this for a living that say, hey, it looks good, but, you know, on paper, it's not gonna be feasible. You may have a loss here, you know what I'm saying? Where if the water comes up and we have to move it, it's not accessible enough to undo, to take certain things out. So that's just something to think about.
We didn't think about this when Rose brought the drawings to the meeting a few months ago.
We discussed
We
that.
discussed it, yes,
We
but
discussed it, like the equipment and things have to be, the fence line has to be so far up so that if it does get wet, flood, whatever, that the water can flow through there.
Good. So it can't be on the floodplain.
You're right.
yes.
So it takes us back to identifying that patch of ground again.
Yes, but, you know, like I said, they're gonna explain to you the risk and reward.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do for a business, that's why you hire an engineer to do your scope of building. You don't hire some Jim Bob off the street. I mean.
Well, I agree. I'm just saying that Rose has taken on this responsibility, and I'm saying, how can we help her proceed? Because she's alone spearheading this thing. She's brought us a plan. She's brought us the idea. It's a great idea. We have a city here that could really use the playground. And I think we need to hit the ground. Now we've got by November to spend some money to identify that area. So are we still discussing putting a park board together before we discuss the area
No,
where we
we're
might
still
put this at playground? Or
No,
by the time we do that, it's going to be January 27th. You know? So we've already, the Economic Development Committee that we backed, that Rose heads, has decided on an area. Can we work with that area and get it scoped out and lay it out with, like we said, on some type of, we've drawn it out, but definitely locate the boundaries within a certain area now and find out,
Yeah,
we could say something about having some type of cat done of it or something.
yeah, they would do all that.
So-
You guys would be the ones deciding, but like I said, we're not talking about like forming but getting public opinion is also good. I mean, there's children with spectrum disorders. You want to be able to do ages between 2 and 12. This was all talked about. And there's been plenty of times since last November, we were awarded this money, and there's been plenty of talk about it.
Yeah.
And so it's not spearheading it, it's been in the spearhead, and yes, she has worked on that. But one person is only one person.
I think the board could help her, but the Economic Development Committee has already selected that piece of land. And so these groups that do playgrounds, there should be a contact with them, because I don't think that the city or residents, just like us, will know exactly what to put into a playground. I think it might be for us to try to put together some kind of concept of a playground and have their feedback, you know, how it looks to them and what they might want to change or whatever. But we need to spearhead that for our community and for the people here. And since we've already made these baby steps, and we've got till November to spend this money, if we can't show somebody exactly where we're going to put the park right now, we're way off the mark, you know, by November. So.
Well, they also go around your whole town and look at viable areas as well.
So let's just make a target, like perhaps
That's
at
what
the
I'm
end of
saying.
next week,
Yeah.
contact these people, have them down there and get rolling.
Schedule them whenever they're available, whenever you guys work around your schedule. I mean, I went and did that myself to help that, so that takes a big bunch of you searching out of it
Yeah.
for you. But
And
now,
are you going to send those contacts out to us email
yeah,
wise?
if you would like it, or I can write them. I mean, would you rather have an email? Because I can forward each one, you know?
That's fine.
Yeah, it's,
Something written down.
so, some of them are closed, like that one's Farmington. I mean, they're not that far, so.
So by the time we get to our next meeting, we should have our arms around something, at least the location and the dimensions of the park, and you know exactly where it is, and have some type of drawing for that. Say, okay, this is where we're gonna. I don't think we have the time to really ask the community which area of the city are we going to all talk about, because we're not all going to agree on the area.
No.
But it's up to the city planning, economic development to say this is the best place for the park, the playground, this is how we're going to go. I think that's, unless you have other ideas.
I think that's the best place to go.
Yeah, so let's follow up.
We'll do a follow-up and we'll see a couple weeks or a month or what. Because there are several of them you can call and do different things. That's what I'm saying. There's probably about 4 or 5
Rose, if you want to make that initial contact and then let us know that you've made one, and you can take us out and show us that area where the park is, where you want the playground, that the community economic development chose, we can go out there and then put together some kind of plan to support your efforts here with the help of one of these groups. What was the name of those two groups you just mentioned?
Well, one's Little Tykes,
Little Tykes?
and they do a lot of good work, and also they have grants, that's why I'm looking at them too. They do once in a while have grants, scholarships, I'll tell you all of them here. Some of them are like the ones we talked about before, which they use in St. John. I can't remember that company, you remember that one? It's a weird name. TACO is another one, or some Tarco, but I'll send that all to you right now. So.
Okay, good. Well, that's a start.
Because, I mean, that's a big chunk of work taken out of that searching, because there's not many, there is many, but regionally,
Yeah.
you know, so I'll get that out to you right now, so it won't be a big issue on that.
So are you on board with working with Rose on this? Sure. I am too, Rose. So, good luck.
It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard. It's already been built. All we gotta do is plug into the people who've done it,
Well,
use their little template, and go and get it done.
Yep.
That's all we gotta do.
So I'll get this to you guys, and then, is there any further on that for discussion or not? For the park, update? By chance? No, okay. Moving on, we did 7 and 8. Okay, the board shall appoint an acting president, mayor pro tem for a 1-year term in accordance with section 79.090.1 of the revised statutes of the state of Missouri. So,
I recommend Dr. Zenduda.
all right, we have a recommendation for Dr. Zenduda. Is there a second?
I recommend Alderman Brian Helms.
Okay, this is gonna be confusing, I'll check her name. All right. Brian,
Who seconded the first
so,
Nobody seconded.
nobody seconded it.
one? You got that
Yeah.
second? I don't know
Yeah.
if that is for lack of a
Are you
second.
gonna second? I mean, I just.
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
second it.
He
I'll
seconded,
second
so,
it. Do that.
And if I elected, I will not run.
Okay. All right, so we have a second on Alderman Zenduda,
Yeah.
made by Alderman Frias. Okay. And then also, there was a recommendation from Mr. Alderman Helms. Okay, you got that. Good. All right, so there's a first, second. You want to do roll call vote on this? It's up to you. Maybe-
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
But he's not gonna do it anyway.
Right. Okay, then.
All right, you're not voting for yourself, are you? I'm kidding. Alderman Brian Helms.
Zenduda.
All right. Alderman, Noah Frias.
Do it.
All right. Alderman Rose Rosenwood. Nah, okay. All right, congratulations.
It's a landslide then.
I
Okay.
know. You didn't even vote again for yourself and still got it. All right. Doc will be Mayor Pro Tem under statute of RS 107-9-010. All right. Making resolutions and authorization. So right now, it's just me and Doc. We have to have minutes showing so we can do any changes on this. So in order to do that, we have to have a minute so we can get the packets ready to do, add anybody. Say if Alderman Duda's gone,
Yeah.
or if I'm out of town, or, you know, at one of the treatments or something, you know, that way somebody's here. And because Leslie can't sign anything, or whoever comes in right now until we can get those packets.
Signatory.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I would think that Rose would be a perfect signatory.
do you
She's got
want to
great
be
handwriting.
signatory, or who wants to be a six, I mean, it doesn't, we need to have at least three, in case,
I'm in.
God forbid, you are.
Yeah.
All right, so that, and then if anything changes, we'll get the package ready, so make sure the minutes reflect that. So on that banking resolution, is there any objection to that? No, okay. So, all in favor, somebody got recommendations, or second on making Brian Helms, Alderman Helms, making resolution on adding him?
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
No.
Alright, yes. Alright. Alright, so, okay. 11. Cemetery bid proposals and selection for removal of deceased and hazardous trees. So we put in for bids of cleaning that up months and months and months ago. Because there's a big one up there that's atrocious, and it's like really, really bad dead, like the beach.
What kind of tree is it?
A big one.
Is it a cedar or is it?
No, but there are cedars up there, yes, that are dead. One's hit by lightning, split in half, and some of them are dead.
How many
But it's
feet
that
have you
one in the
removed?
back, you know, that dip, that big tall one, it's breaking off, and it already took out 2 tombstones. So, I put in the paper for bid on that, and we've had one bid. Is that in there?
Yeah, outdoors. Holland outdoors.
Jim, which, and he talked about some of those cedars, cutting them back, and the ones that are dead, possibly getting those for us, you know, right by the gate, those ones that have been dead for a while, on that right-hand side. So, it's totally up to you.
Excuse me for interrupting here, but just a point of interest here. Frank, did you used to do tree cutting for us on your, on the side?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I cut trees on the side still, but that there's way,
Oh, you're head there?
I don't climb no more.
Okay.
And I don't think, Frank, it wouldn't even.
And it's if I'm not mistaken, the one we're talking about, it's a big black oak, and it's huge, so.
It's,
You need a big company to come out with a grant.
yeah.
Well, I mean, somebody with a bucket truck or something could be more viable over this
Yeah.
one. I mean, if it was, you know, in a yard or something where you can drop certain limbs, it wouldn't be so bad, but.
Okay.
That one just, yeah. We can cut it up, I mean, if it's, like he said, it's meant, so climbing that would be just a pretty big hazard on that and liability. And it's so dead on some of those ends, so.
So we had one company who gave us a bid for that.
That contacted us, it's here and or me,
Was it a reasonable bid?
it's in your package.
This one here.
I know, I didn't see that.
And then he said that's with trimming some of them cedars back and that, like I said, that one that's split by lightning that's been dead for a while.
Let's see. Here it is.
So that's just taking the limbs off, it's not cutting that tree down, right?
It's taking down, the big limbs over, yeah, because it's gotta get that truck down there, bucket truck and extend out and lower that. So it's gonna be pretty much, what do they call it, top, if we want it all the way down. But right now, it's so dead, it's just every time you get a storm, it breaks again, it breaks again.
Is it hollow?
Some parts, some of it is, some of it's not. It's just really rock.
So do you have money in the cemetery fund to cover that?
Yes,
I would say go ahead, that's a pretty reasonable price to do that.
I mean, Yeah, and if he's offered to do a few extra things while he's in there.
What they're saying.
My concern though is that that's just chopping that parts off, and that whole tree needs to come down. Can he give us a bid of what it's gonna cost? to take the whole
Yeah,
thing
he
down?
said he would. He just, I didn't know, I just wanted the safety aspect, because Sharon was down there, and the guys were mowing a piece, but the wind just broke and barely missed them on the mower, I mean, and they cut it up, but it's like sawdust, it's just ate up with carpenter ants, and we got termite damage too in some of them spots. But he's reasonable, I mean, he did some of mine, but, well, mom's, but, and he has his insurance up to $1 million coverage.
You go with the secretary?
Yes.
Can we give him a call and ask him about the complete removal of the tree and see what that would cost? Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, how many?
Was that enough, Mr. Duda?
Yeah, I wanted to, do you want me to,
Little
do you
sawdust
have
and
Jim's-
everything.
Okay.
do you have Jim's number, or you want me to, okay. Okay, I didn't know if you ever used them in the tree.
I think Bruce has got a good idea, go ahead and take it down.
Is he insured?
Yes. 1 million and 3 million, 1 million,
Oh, no.
so,
To cover damage of tombstones and stuff, or?
all damage, it's got miscellaneous, like us, we have a miscellaneous,
Okay.
so. All right, his is 573-768-2797. And that's hauling it off, the wind's hauled off and everything. Cleaned up.
Is it warm in here to you guys, warm as to me?
It's just you.
Can we just open the door?
Yeah, if you want, we can have the door.
Did you reach that door for real?
Right.
Create a little
Noise.
Now, you know
You're
you're
gonna
all
have to
happy.
get up through here.
Well, that's the last I'll hear of the meeting.
I know, that's why I just told me, you're gonna have to hear me here, 'cause I don't know.
I've got one here that only operates half.
You're worried about cost, you're over here breaking the fan. Is it working?
There you go, that's nice. I like that.
All right. So, are we accepting this, but then see what he will do, or what do you wanna do with this? Because if we table it, we can't do anything until next,
Yeah,
We can't do anything until next month?
to the meeting.
yeah.
Oh.
As far as approving it
Oh.
now.
Yeah,
No, I think if we're gonna, just let him go ahead and do this part here,
and see what
and
he'll,
see what he'll charge us to take it down the rest of the way. But if this is a safety concern right now, or even damaging the headstones, we need to get something.
yeah, it's already broke too, and I can't fix it. I mean, I told James go to see if he knew somebody would fix it, because it's not.
There is I was talking to guys that do my countertops, and they told me that they have a cement that they use for granite to, it's very effective, so we might be able to do something like that. It's like super glue for stone.
Yeah. So, is there a motion on the table to accept this?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion made, seconded. Alderman Helms. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, next, in your packet, you'll see 4 bids for meters. We got meters, one is Mr. Bergman's, you can't read it, it's like buried in the dirt. It's got condensation in them. So there's a lot of these that are getting to the point that they're not efficient like we were discussing.
Here to speak up.
So anyways, we have 11, 12 meters that have condensation in them, or are buried, or expired. So there's a bid packet of 4 different companies in there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's much better, thank you.
Okay.
What? Are you familiar with these meters as Frank Aldermen is?
Yes. Okay.
Are the meters exactly the same size we're trying to replace? A meter's a meter, right?
No, meters are only, they're not all meters. There's different sizes, yes, but they're the same size, yes.
I mean, as far as reading them wise and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it would fit in with the system that we already have. We need to pick something that matches what we're doing.
Well,
Are any of these a match in these 4?
so, the only 2 would be, well, the Badgers ain't already. But,
No, ours is census that we have right now.
so the Census, SR2AS, and so the 2 is Equipment Pro. Or not Equipment Pro, I'm sorry guys. It is, well, you got this one. It's plain and simple, it's a company. And then you'll have my bid, and then Core Main. These are the only 3 right here. This picture right here, this company sells them without the remotes. And
So Core and Main is 3,400,
yep,
Imco is 1,300.
those are manual, and they don't read with ours.
So let's just take those out.
So these 3 right here, Core Main,
Yeah.
mine, and this plain and simple company.
Being a new guy on the team, we got all these papers here. We know how to start, we will have to start identifying A, B, C, so we can go right to it to save time.
Okay.
This is very confusing because we don't do this stuff.
Here.
There's the guy right there that knows more about the meters and play with them, and he can advise us.
I work pretty good in the meeting. You want to hear? Here you go.
Listen,
There's
we're
your
doing,
buddy Core Main. Come on, you're the expert, Mr. Neptune.
we're talking about 2 different things here. We're talking about putting our packet in order with the agenda, right? So as we go down, you can find these documents.
So I can do that like
That
tabs.
2. And then second, I was just asking our meter people if any of these meters are comfortable with the rest of our system. And that's why I said, you know as much about them as Frank was. If you do, that's fine, I'm good with that.
He's good at, we work side by side, but yes.
So,
He-
because I'm not qualified to make that decision, you know, on it, but I think that's where we would start, is trying to find something that matches what we're doing, and then that very same piece, if we get a good enough price, we'll continue to replace with that meter. So they should make an agreement that we're not gonna have a hodgepodge of 25 different meters going forward,
Yeah.
but this is the meter we've chosen to replace these 4, and going forward, we'll use this meter. So the meter maker, the person that's selling this to us, maybe can make us a better deal, maybe the city of St. Mary a water meter deal or something, if we buy more than 1 or 2 or 3 of them. So I guess that would be the basis for the decision.
What? No, one did, that, which one? Will mine work?
SR2s, it should be the same size as
It
the ones
is.
that we're doing.
The brass ones with the covers, and they're good in the 2040.
The ones that's for like 1,500, I think, we're really good.
Is that the census? The census?
They should enter bonding for, like, I mean, 2 of them enter bonding for, but then census is basically the ones that we're putting in the ground right now, that we've already put in the ground on a couple of the new,
Four of them?
the digital ones that we.
Yeah, the digital,
The one, well, we used the last one, but,
yeah,
so.
that's our 2AS.
Yeah, because the thing is saying that there's a new meter without the touch read pad, and then there's the touch pad read endpoint, and then the smart touch remote kit. Did you see that down there?
Yeah.
What-
So basically what that smart kit is basically whenever, and hopefully in the future, near future here, if we do go and we get a grant and we go and take off with the water, you know, or whatever. My biggest thing was putting you guys towards your Neptunes. Like I showed you guys
Yeah.
a few months ago was a Neptune. And if we go to that system, if we can go to that system, that's when we buy all new meters, the whole software going on there, because these touch reads, they're going obsolete. Basically, we gotta send our wand off almost every year to get it updated, but it's that point where there's be no updates anymore,
So you foresee us maybe replacing all of them with a grant, but if we don't do that, every year we could put a few of those in our budget, like 25 or 30, so that we can buy and slowly replace out as we can afford them. But we need to have an approved model.
Well, the bad part about it is if you start, so you're doing census now. If you change to say Neptune right now, you're gonna have to manually read it. Because there's no system there unless you buy the system with it. So if you say with the census right now, we can do that. Now what happened is if we do get a grant to go after the water system or whatever in the near future, whatever meters we stick in, we can actually pull back out, and if they are still in compliance, then you can sell them
Within that,
within, you know, that lifespan.
Yeah,
So say another town uses them, we can sell it to them, and you're not gonna pay the full cost, but, you know.
what is the fundamental breakdown of a water meter? I mean, I know there's a life expectancy of them, but they're basically measuring water that runs through a little meter, right?
Well, I mean, it's basically a new Kading disc inside the meter.
Yeah,
So the meters that we're talking about, that I got bids on before, which then them change regardless.
all the time, yeah. But
Them are Mach 10s, them are sonar going through. So these meters here, like I said, they read, like 4/10 of a gallon or whatever at a time. The Mach 10s is 1/10 of a gallon it's reading. You know, it's
And that's
catching that
that
flow
Neptune.
because your Neptune or your new Kading disc, if the water's not flowing fast enough past it, it's not going to turn until it catches enough water, and then it might spin it. It might have been in a process. So like our meters right now, we're over 15 years old, and their Neptune or their new Kading disc. So anyways, the longer lifespan that you're putting into them, the less accurate they are. So technically, that the residents, including all of us that lives here, we are getting a break on our water because them meters are not running full capacity anymore. So you got a percentage way, it can go down to 94% to 99%. So anything in between that, you're good. But if it drops out any way or form, then that meter's back.
considering the replacement cost, we're gonna need to make sure we measure all the water that's used.
Yeah,
So you're recommending the Smart Touch remote kit?
that's the
replace?
one I'm looking at. I don't know what Adam was looking at on there.
Well, it's $183.
so, you
Hey,
got,
Martin,
Is there a software?
can you write on here what is what? Because the more you talk about these meters, the
Here's-
less I understand. I gotta figure, if I'm gonna vote on it, I gotta understand.
What's your name?
Yeah. Because you play with it every day, you know what you're talking about.
so, IMCO, those are badgers, right?
This is census. Which one are you talking about? That's the, is that the badger?
Yeah, that's a badger.
That's the one before you need to look at. Remember,
Those
we
are-
pulled the other one.
Yeah, they're the badger.
Manual
It's all through
badgers.
our system. We can't-
So them are- I would-
We're not gonna consider it,
No,
don't even worry about it, just give me the ones.
the census is what we're gonna consider.
Yeah, so this is all.
Those are the three.
There you go.
And the Neptune one you mentioned, is there a software cost
So,
associated with
so
that as
I
well?
got you guys a, paper last
Yeah.
meeting or whatever. That's all the cost of that Neptune is in. Now, the thing about it is, 30-day 30 days goes by, that price can change a little bit. Now, if we go after a whole bunch of meters or whatever at one time, I could probably have Neptune probably give us a deal. But basically, the software, the way it's set up, is this here's, we're touch reading right now, and then we're having to bring it down here to Leslie, and she's got to put it in the computer or whatever.
Yeah, but my recollection was that the Neptune and the software was considerably more expensive than any of these, is that correct?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's, because you're gonna have to do the whole town.
So is this
And we
the-
don't really have to read that meter, it just goes to our system.
Well, you drive
Neptune.
around, or what are you talking about?
You were talking about the Neptune
So the
meter?
Neptune, so what we'd have to do is we got a receiver that would actually go in the truck and you drive around and you get all the readings within like an
Right.
hour.
Yeah,
But, like I said, that system there was like 90-something thousand.
Yeah,
That was for the whole setup.
being a little,
But this here is basically covering our meters that we need to cover now, because if we don't put a meter in these, we ain't gonna be able to get a reading, and then they're gonna be an average.
So is this a Neptune? Is this what you're talking about right here?
yeah,
This one here from AV?
that's so.
No,
That's.
No, that's all the
That's our
SR tubes. That goes to that picture that's right there underneath the
The
picture.
AV is, goes with this one
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
With the smart, and I got the receivers.
So which one are you talking about as Neptune? This one?
That one's not Neptune. That's Census too, but it's,
One of our other meetings was a presentation that Frankie did
Yeah.
regarding that, and it's a $90,000 package.
It's an upgrade,
Okay.
and we don't have $90,000.
It's not right now.
After reading all of this stuff, I was just making the suggestion, if we can match what we're already using, but upgrade it in such a way like the Smart Touch,
yeah.
and then use that to replace the ones that we need to replace, and we get our arms more around the price. The price is probably pretty consistent, but we could ask them about that.
Well,
Unless it's-
that right there, the meters that you're looking at right now, that is what's gonna correspond with our touch reads now.
Yeah,
So that way, we ain't manual reading, we got
This one?
This one?
go out there. Yeah. Whatever one you got there, that's all.
Keep going up Neptune, and I don't see a Neptune.
No, there's no Neptune in there.
Yeah,
yeah, we're not talking Neptune
We got
anymore.
Neptune for now.
You got census and Badger, and I wanna stay with the census, because
Let go of the
that's the one that
Neptune.
corresponds
And
with
this one
our.
is the census.
Yeah.
and that's the less expensive one, right?
Yeah.
It's not that it's so much as it matches what we're already doing, and it uses our wand. And we're a little old town, fourth-class town, and we only have 100-something houses to meter. And so us getting a, $90,000 system in to replace the software isn't something can afford. But we certainly can put together a plan to replace 100 meters at this price, long range, and get everybody updated, before you have your sixth child, Frank.
Well, technically, in reality, with the system that we got right now, that system's gonna be obsolete. It's gonna be obsolete. The
Eventually.
touch read's gonna be obsolete down there.
Okay,
so how many meters do we have in this town right now?
160?
180.
182?
so if this is gonna be obsolete, why did we have it in the package tonight?
Because you gotta replace the meter.
We got that one.
We got bad meters, we gotta replace right now.
So the concept of replacing more than just what we have to replace, so we're to replace as we go,
Yeah.
and so I still.
So we don't have no more new meters on the shelf.
Okay,
And we
It's
got,
10 bad meters.
what, 5 of them, 6 of them?
Yeah, 10 total.
10
It's
total.
hard to read it or.
But they get condensation underneath the lens. You can't do nothing about that. You gotta replace them or we don't get a reading at all.
I would suggest sticking with the ones that we have and use that Smart Touch and risk the obsolescence of them, or whatever.
Well, if, like Frank said, and I've seen this done, if they're still within that non-expiration area of life, they don't lose their percentages, so you resell them. Just like any new parts that, like when they work on the plant, they're gonna resell, and then we'll get some of that. It's just, right now, I've been rebuilding on my kitchen table what I had left, and I'm out of meters on the old ones, the SR2s. And you've seen them, I mean, we've had them. But one,
And some of them are hard to rebuild because they won't seal.
yeah, they don't seal anymore. It seals $50 just for a gasket for those older ones now. I mean, I don't know why there's so much, it's just.
So when this company sells this stuff, these meters, they're telling you when we purchase it, go ahead and purchase it, but it's gonna be obsolete in a short while. Is that what they're saying?
Well, I
Yeah, that's
mean,
what I'm saying, yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's what,
That's what the
they
people are
they don't
selling
tell
us
you,
what to
they don't
say.
tell you all the way
Okay.
that.
How do you know they're going obsolete?
Because of our software. Our software on our lawn is, I mean, Core and Main already said that it's going down that path of obsolete.
They're the ones that charge us $2,000 to fix our lawn, which is less than your meters. And we pay $2,000.
And we had to send it off last year and this year already, we had to send it off
Twice, yeah.
twice. So, to be updated. And that's when they told us that it's to that point where
So if we didn't have the one, we'd have to read the meter by hand?
we have to go back the way we used to do.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah, okay too.
Yeah, we're looking at a week of labor. They're,
Because it normally took 3 days, at least 3 days to read meters.
That's about how long it takes to do lawns.
Depends on if it fails, but yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes, yeah. But,
And then the bad part about it is if they get water in the pit, you gotta, when you're dipping them out or.
you don't have that glass thing anymore.
So I'm hearing two things happening here, Frank. One, you're recommending that we use the census because that's what we already have. And we need 10 of these right away. And on the other hand, they're going to be obsolete, so we can't replace all of our systems with them. Okay, is there another option?
Replace them all.
There's 10 bad meters, so the most economical thing is just to replace them.
I would make a motion that we replace the 10 meters with this one.
Because I mean,
Oh, we have a motion on the floor, and we keep on floating to a different motion.
I know, that's
But
why.
this thing says right here, number 12, it starts with 11. If we look at the fact sheet, it's $2,196 for 12. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna buy this, or we gonna,
So here's my recommendation.
That's what I'm saying.
There's 10 meters that's bad.
says,
I would do the whole 12.
That's what I'm
And
thinking.
that way we got 2 on the shelf if we
Right.
need.
Yeah. I'm
Makes
with
sense,
you.
right?
We all good on that.
But I guess my point is, this is the equipment we want to use.
That,
Okay, so. Tim, what do you think? Everybody agree that I'll use the census?
I think I believe we're all in agreement on that.
Did you want to make a motion for this, since you
So
researched
moved.
this?
Somehow we buy the census 12, $2,196.
Second.
motion.
Yeah.
All right, there's a second.
Second.
Second by Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Passed.
That was.
All right, that was rough. I will work on this, to categorizing that a little bit better.
We just have to stay focused on what we need to be doing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What in the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
And on these meetings, do we have an X amount of money that we can spend up to? Because I see this long list of stuff, there'll be a whole lot of money.
Well, there's a budget there and then there's line items in each area. Cemetery has funds,
Then we have
department has funds, and that's where we kind of look at what we've got money-wise.
assets reserve fund, and then we also have the fund we pay in, which will let asset reserve and water and sewer side for replacements such as meters.
I understand all that. I understand that all, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
However, we got all this stuff here, we probably, the departments weigh in and say what we can and what we can't spend on what is shown to us. We never go over budget, because we'll always be on top of what we need to spend, and won't spend any more than that.
I would like to make a suggestion for our new alderman, and that is, this is your first night. What you're going to get from us is a budget and other information that allows you to look at what we're doing, so that it'll bring you up to date.
Not today.
Yeah,
I'm up to date, Brian.
okay?
I'm just going on what I'm hearing and what I'm
Yeah.
seeing. And I just want to sync it so I can make the right decision for
Yes.
the board and the city.
All right. 13. we can deal with that later, but,
Yeah,
that's gonna be illegal. Which is on that code agenda for the document. And I'll explain more when we go into that. So departmental reports. So far, FEMA's opened up, or short period right now, they're kinda at idle. So I'm still, I got word back, we're still able to submit stuff. So I had to do some amendments because everything with oil has changed, petroleum products changed, the price index for asphalt's changed, so I had to do another amendment. But the good thing is, they're trying to get this pushed through, and they're just working with it and going with it. But I'm on a razor thin timeline because, if you just belly up again, shut it down again. But they don't see that now because they're funded differently than the other organization that was part of the DHS. They're getting paid out of another account. So, my point of contact is also already getting paid either way. He's retired in the military, so he's been in contact with me to just limit his scope. So I submitted everything 2 days ago, finished the update on the 7 roads project, and then some other stuff that had to be addressed. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
Well, please keep us updated daily, if not weekly, on that because of the loan that we had to get with to cover the stuff. So it'd be nice to have that off
Yes.
once back and know that it's resolved.
yeah, and good work on that, Mr. Mayor.
I'm trying.
Thank you very much.
And I'm working on, like I said, but it's a fine window, and there's only 3 people in the Kansas City office as I get there. So, most people aren't coming to work because they weren't paid. So it's a bad deal on that side, but luckily I got him. So we're working on that, spearheading, and I gotta get a hold of one other person at the state, try to get it released on wastewater funds, like labor, parts, material from what we spent. I think it's, if I'm correct, after they take, 25% in mine supports labor, I think it was around $143,000 to $146,000 back to our budget.
Yeah, good,
There's money there.
yeah,
So,
wow.
I know it's taking a while, but I don't control the federal government, and I really don't. I wish. No, I don't wish. But, but, yeah. I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes like I have. If we have stalemate again, it's just, they gotta follow orders too.
Well, we've got some movement though.
Yeah.
So,
There is movement on the portal. When he uploaded stuff I sent him, so there is movement there.
yeah,
And it's actually moved up another chain to the final to the state. So once I get that and they process that, I'm hoping to get that ACH and take care of the other issue, just keep on trucking. Truck parking club is going, it is active. I just got to finish up a few tweaks on it. The truck parking club is active, I just got to finish up a few tweaks over here, but other than that, if they book it, it goes through our Stripe and deposit into our account. So it'll show up as truck parking club. So that's set up now.
It's set up, right?
Yeah,
When will they start?
it's gonna be live when I get everything finished for like the spot, and then they'll have the app. So the point of contact will be the city and all that, and then any funds, what happens goes to the payment Stripe that we use for subs, our water bills. So that account will be deposited into that, which will go to our regular account. So we won't have to worry about double processing.
Right.
So that's nice. So that's taken care of right now. It's live, but it's not full online. Does that make sense? So, all right. So police department.
It's a non-issue right now.
Okay.
You know,
Administration Norbert?
Mr. Helms, I put that under you, finish with everything. I didn't know if there's anything
Well,
going
I
on.
can kind of bring you up to date with for Leslie, who we found is doing a pretty darn good job being the person back there handling it, the collection part.
Thank you.
Record keeping, collecting and posting, you're getting your arms around, which is good. And then of course you jump between some other positions to help us out. But I would give a vote of confidence on my part for Leslie. That's it for my report.
Alright. Also to bring that up, they have a, like, adjustment to the elected officials and clerks conference is coming up with MML.
When?
This should be June, and they're offering 8 scholarships. Municipalities that have not participated in that scholarship in the last 4 years, which we didn't. So, it takes care of the hotel room, registration, and all that, so I don't know if that's something you're interested in. This is a really good class to go to, and they get certified as a state as their clerk.
I've talked with Leslie about that, and also our new candidates that have applied for the position of clerk, and we definitely want everybody to go through the program, regardless if you're collector or clerk.
Yes,
And even though you're a temporary employee right now, I want you to kind of set your goals on going. Everybody can't go at one time. But you're saying the next class is in June?
yeah, but it's not that much really, because, I mean, if one gets a scholarship, I mean, if one gets a scholarship, even if we, 10th and 11th, or, well, yeah, 10th through the 12th.
Okay, and that's in Jeff City,
Columbia,
Columbia.
yeah. So if we get the scholarship for one, I mean, it's really not that expensive. They could room together and get the certification together, and I mean, it's still a good thing to have, because I learned a lot from Jess when she come back to new laws that changed 2 weeks prior, you know, and it was an eye opener.
Right.
And,
Well, the thing is that Leslie wants to go,
yeah,
and then for the new positions, we have to require people to go.
yes,
So, I would say, I'm for that, I would say we're going to.
and, you know, we can look at the price and everything. I mean, it's up to you. I just want to bring that to your attention, and,
And we'll finalize on this, cost of that later.
yeah,
Okay,
sound good. All right,
thank you.
is that it, Mr. Nelson?
Serious,
I'm sorry.
application deadline May 1st. The next meeting is past May 1st.
Application for that.
On air?
Yeah,
That's for the scholarship, ain't it?
yeah, that's the.
That's just a
I
scholarship.
only have one,
deadline.
so she will apply for it.
That's it, they only have 8 for the whole state, but everybody applies to get that spot, but I mean, they usually go for more fourth class cities, it seems like, because it's
Yeah.
more educational, but,
What about the new elected officials?
that,
What training do they have?
the MML conference in Lake Ozarks,
Or
and,
did you pay for it on your own?
yeah, you can do that, yeah.
Pay for it on your own.
I mean, I pay for mine on my own, so, I mean, I'm eating all
And
mine.
when will that be?
I'll have to look, it's
September?
September usually. They had the mayor conference with the governor, but, there's some other ones you can take online. Since we got a membership, you get a discount, so we'll get all of them in free that's on there, you'll get the discount on the, like, online portal, like, all that stuff, and you guys were able to take all that. And it's just on MML, you log in, and it says this, and
I
class.
just gotta do it from home.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
as long as they're,
And then come back and report to us. Mr. Felix.
no. I'll call you.
All right, street department,
Yeah, a couple issues. One of them is pertinent to item 13, damage to 4th Street. Apparently in town we have some residents who are irresponsible and inconsiderate and having fires and then burning out. Their side-by-sides doing whole shots in the street, on 4th Street. And that's really disgusting because paid to have the streets repaired, and partying is, you know, you can do whatever you want in your spare time, but if you're destroying public property, which they are, then it included burning tires and putting burning tires in oil to make their tires smoke more. I mean, I've seen 12-year-olds behave better, and these are adult men. And then additionally, they're doing the same thing out in Randolph County, going out to the levee. I walked it the other day, and there's the roads tore up from people burning out the entire length of the bypass, the overpass,
Is there a,
including Cody and Tyler crashing their vehicle into the levee. So it's completely unacceptable, and personally, I would throw them in jail for doing that.
is there a damage dollar amount you can associate with the damage in the city of St. Mary?
Frankie, have you tested that hydrant yet?
Sure.
Okay.
I got it, bring the tools in here to take that apart.
Okay. If the hydrant made,
So hydrant's damaged, and then the road, I don't know what the extent of the damage of the asphalt is.
Let it
I mean, personally myself, I mean, it's something I'd let Todd look at, but by looking at it, I mean, it looks like, you know, took the tackiness out of it.
The binder.
Yeah, the binder. So I mean, that, when I start popping a pothole in there, I don't know yet, that was a brand new road we put in.
yeah.
So
How much is that costing the city to repair?
that spot right there, to repair it, you're probably looking at probably about $6,000 probably. right off the get-go.
Is there a
I mean,
person
that's-
that we should attach this amount to that's responsible for doing the damage?
Well, residents, Eric,
It's still in a, I mean, it's
still,
still in an investigation of trying to figure out everything, so.
Was there-
well, it's in the resident's backyard, which would be Eric, and
yeah,
then,
I'll explain.
and then he has people in the tenants there as well, so they are probably partially liable with it too.
Russ had a question, was a police report made?
Not for us, because they wouldn't do one, and they said they're 10-8. But there is a police report made on the district side or something.
Yeah, but that's kind of beside the point, I mean, it's
Yeah, I know, but when county
County
will
was
help you
notified by former Mayor Wyatt and by Mayor Beckett.
twice,
Both
so
on that night.
that's not beside the point.
Well, I'm gonna say, so there's record.
Yeah.
Regardless if they reported it,
Yeah,
regardless if there's a police
Yeah.
report, they took a call.
and they
Yeah.
took 40 minutes to get down here from Bloomsdale, because they don't want to do anything, because that's county for you.
I don't see the city should be responsible for any damage the citizen does to our
No.
systems.
I don't either, and it's property damage either way.
Yeah.
And also say that hydrant is not functionable, we have a fire. It puts fire department at risk.
Did anybody come forward to say that they had done this and that they're,
It's on camera, it's
on
okay.
cameras.
It's all documented.
I mean, we can't, I don't think we can actually get full details of,
We can't discuss it right in
Yeah.
the public because it's an active investigation with their end and then also with us. That's why
Okay.
in closed session, the legalities are there.
okay, good.
And I'll explain more after that.
All right, so there is a dollar amount you feel like associated with it, that's good.
There's gonna be, yeah.
All right.
Is it gonna be over 750? Probably so. How much is it to fix a hydrant?
don't know what we got going on.
Save it up, just worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, we're looking at probably, basically almost be an item, I mean, a cost. The gasket's ain't cheap.
What's the cost?
The gasket's probably, well, that last one I did down here was like $300 for this gasket.
Okay.
Plus labor.
Plus labor, yeah, so, okay. I just didn't know dollar amounts.
And infrastructure went up, so,
Yeah.
you know.
And then furthermore, on the roads, there are some areas that, and Joker's did a wonderful job, but on the, they tore out some smaller road that was like 2-inch minus or something on Sycamore, and Third replaced it with the larger, the riprap. And that hole on the corner is starting to bottom out, so if you, and I'll even pay for it, if you give me a load of smaller rock to fill in between the gabion, so that it packs down solidly, because the large stuff's just getting kicked out whenever the trucks go by. And and no one reads the no commercial vehicle sign here. So there almost needs to be another commercial vehicle sign that says this means you halfway up the hill or something.
We got minus 30.
Probably about half dump truck load.
Yeah, half dump truck load.
Yeah, if you dumped it close to my, like in front of my house or something.
Or-
Happily, yeah, going out of my driveway this time, then I'll take it upon myself to put it in the right place.
Alright.
So have we decided, or has anything else been done with a couple of those other streets that we talked about the last meeting? The one there at, right on where the antique mall, the tree,
The tree root thing.
that, yeah,
That's on
that
this,
one,
but that's a separate project.
right?
That's under roads and bridges. So they wanted to do the piping and main, infrastructure like drainage first before you do your finishing, your aesthetics, which is your wedging and everything with asphalt, so you're not tearing up new asphalt. Which we have another issue with that, and Frank can explain with that mess on that street, with an old pipe.
So Rose, some of that stuff was kind of on hold a little bit until the FEMA funding
Okay.
Yeah.
came through to continue the stuff.
That's the same situation like the one out there on 8th and Spruce?
Yeah, you're talking about 8th and Spruce right there, yeah, that's,
Yeah, 'cause
they
whenever
started working on it last week.
When I go down there, I'm serious, I feel like when I go around that corner, I feel like I'm on square wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
on
seems
there,
to
but
be
they don't consider that culvert that's on the road and bridges, and that's all part of that. That was just getting it in, because they wanted it in tonnage and how much square foot it is. A nightmare trying to figure that out, so.
And there's another issue that Bill mentioned about that regarding the water and sewer at that location also.
Greg can
Yes.
explain that one. He's better to know, he knows what it is. Anything else, Doc? for street?
Some washout, because of rain, some washout of some gravelly areas that have been repaired that'll need to be addressed again or stabilized a little bit.
Okay. Which we have some still, but they're getting ready to think we do some things. All right, water, wastewater department. Frank, anything?
Well anyways, the sewer plant, we had 12 loads hauled off the sludge right now. 50,000 gallon digester was empty. I did add some back to a dumping process. They are in the process of loading the other 2 bins, hauling them off the rest of the way. There ain't much in them. It's just gonna clear it out for it because we're gonna need that area whenever we get ready to start the project down there, redoing the rake and all that whenever they get that from all ready to go. And Van Vendor, I guess, is the one that's doing the work, so they're gonna be starting to put equipment down there and stuff. The UV running fine. Did have to order IDEX for the E. coli. I did go through and look through the lab to see if it would be cheaper on us to taking it to the lab and having them testing it. It was about almost $150 more than just buying the reagent that we buy. So I ordered that. It should be here within a couple days here. That's right. Okay. I would say so. It was already ordered. It was like $264 for the cost of that. Which we started our E. coli. We started up the UV room and stuff, and everything worked properly. Had Matt come in and make sure all the lights were working and stuff. So from TG Rankin, so they're all in operation. So everything's working on that. The other thing is too is like I said with the sludge hauling, they ain't got it all hauled out yet. They was hauling for us the Friday before last. He had a mishap happen at another location, emergency call. They had to send all their trucks there. So anyways, they pulled off of us, but he has been coming in, getting a load, here and there for it. He lets me know when it's coming in and stuff, getting low, and marking it down. So we got it estimated for 50,000 gallons, which I think there's gonna be probably a little less than that, hopefully. Figuring up everything right. So that there, the wastewater side, like I said, everything's working properly down there at the moment, knock on wood, and, so. The other thing on the water side, me and Eric, raised the meter up out at, on Cemetery Road out there, at the Barnett residence out there. It was down in the driveway, had to dig it out every time, so we raised that up, to driveway level now, so they can open the lid and get in there easier and, put the touch reader on it, so. The 123 Cemetery Road, where we had the water line or the ground caved in on the water line, the water main, we thought we might have a leak, we dug it up, we put dirt back into it and everything. Seed strawed it the other day, and that's all seed strawed, so that part's good. The only other part we got to do is up by the water tower, level that out and seed straw it. Was waiting on AT&T, I thought they was gonna fix their line, but I guess not, so we're just gonna cover it up and, put it back, with grass seed. You guys all knew the water tower got inspected and everything, around, so it was all cleaned out. We had the amount of water we had to use, to get it flushed out with the high chlorine content that they put in the tower, which that happens. There's only one way in, one way out of the tower, so we had to flush it continuously without getting it into the system. So I know me and Eric, having up for hours trying to get this thing done. So anyways, we got it all squared away. The other thing is grinder up at Mr. Culvert's on Spruce Street. We're going to have to replace it. It's for his actual residence. We're going to have to replace that because the motor, the windings are starting to go out in that one. So we're going to replace that one. Now his single wide, we talked about it. We do have a used grinder that we're talking about. Maybe pull one hopefully and it works. And put in his other place up there instead of using one of our expensive E1s. Because we don't know what's going to happen with that property. Nobody actually lives there. I mean, the water's being used and stuff, but it's not a continuous use of every day on that. Lift station up in the subdivision, I and Eric, we got the other motor wiring ran up to the box, adding in the process of getting this compactor, and started relaying everything for it so we can fire it. And anyways, it took us a little bit of time to get through the concrete, but we got it done, so that's pretty well, yeah. And the other thing is I think Adam already sent it out to you guys too. The meter for the county came back good on there when they tested it, so. Anyways, I don't have the numbers on me. It's on my email, but it's on
I got
my paperwork at the house.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be in here, but yeah, Wes, it tested good.
I want to dovetail in on the tower thing. I'm amazed that we have a team of people here that can do what y'all did with our water tower in our own city without having to hire somebody from the outside to do it. That's some talent there. I know it was a lot of work.
Well, I mean, we got Ozark Tanks. They're the ones who does the inspection. We got and Eric and Joey and Adam. We opened the tank up, drained it out, had it ready to go for them. Had the door open, and that made their life a lot easier. And I'm sure it probably took some of the cost off too.
Yeah.
Is that why we have a little bit of higher kind of smell of chlorine in our water there for a little bit?
So the smell of chlorine was because it was low.
Yeah.
And anyway, so what I had to do was we didn't go down below the minimum because 0.4 is the minimum. And anyways, we didn't go below that, but with that high content we had up there to the high, what I was putting in the system to keep everybody else good on, the quality of water. The disinfectant, I had to actually lower that down when we put that in operation, and then it balanced it out for a little while. And then it dropped down to like a 1.5 Anyway, so that sudden drop, you probably smelled it,
Oh,
but anyways,
it's calmed
it's
down.
back, yeah, it's back up to where it needs to be.
I knew y'all were doing something when I.
Yep. Yep.
But,
And you're basically on the end of the line too, so,
yeah,
that's another point where this summer we'll start flushing
yeah.
anyways, the dead end line, so.
How often do you do what you just did? Y'all just did to the tank?
It's usually only once every 5 years. So basically, we have to inspect the towers every 5 years, but every other 5 years, they like to do a washout, actually inspect the inside. That way, the integrity, make sure everything's good. So that tower up there was not inspected for I don't know when, but when we opened it up and climbed inside, I was very impressed with what I seen and how much little bit of material is in the flooring. So
Good.
I've seen towers that have way more sludge content in it than that, but it actually turned out really good. A lot of calcium, which our water's got a lot of calcium, so.
Nice, how that's up and running, right?
I think it's next year they do our other one, a washout. They did do a visual inspection on it. We do have a couple spots on it that they're concerned about, but not concerning to, take a tower down, but where some paint was popped and rusting out, but it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, so,
Normal maintenance.
yeah.
Thank you.
Is there another issue with DNR and 8th Streets with sewer and water needing attention?
That pipe, the old water line.
Oh, so, sorry about that. So the issue with that is whenever the contractors were in here and they severed the line up on top of the hill, I guess it did not get capped. So that was out of my hands, at the time. So anyways, the hydrant down at the end of the road, when it rains, it flows water out. So it's like a weather hydrant, I call it. So what needs to happen up there is we need to locate where that old line was at. I have to look at the old map. Jokers can do it, I can do it ourselves, or whatever, with us, we can do it, cost in-house. Basically, we need to dig down, find out where it's severed at, and cap it off and plug it, because if not, we go and overlay 8th Street, and they extend it out over where that water main was at, we're gonna have a sinkhole, so.
And is that water main connected, are we experiencing water loss related to that?
No.
That's just.
No, that's an old line, it's abandoned, because the new line got in the road, so.
Where the water come from the drainage from
Up on
rain?
top of the hill at Spruce and 8th there,
Uh,
it's in that area up there, which if it's backfilled with big gravel or big rock or anything, because that was only like a 4-inch pipe, I think, that went through it, you're not gonna see it, but it's showing when we have heavy rains down there. In which that hydrant there, and one of the hydrants over on 4th Street behind Mayor Beckett's, you have to take out because there's a conflict. When you have two hydrants together like that, or even in close proximity, it's a banded hydrant and no longer water to it. Mishap with which, immediately on the fire department, I know and I'm telling guys, but if for some reason it wasn't, you're gonna hook up to a hydrant that's not working, so.
So that's rainwater, it's not potable
Yeah,
water.
it's rainwater. Yeah. So it needs to be taken care of before Jokers decides to do their overlay and stuff, in my opinion. It needs to be taken care of. I mean, we can take the hydrant off its mount and everything and concrete and plug that in, but it actually needs to be plugged in up the hill somewhere.
Is the sewer affected by that as well? Or no?
No.
It's just, was a cross-contamination issue, they said, DNR, possible, it can be a cross-contamination issue.
Well, it can be a cross-contamination issue if somebody, say, dug it up or anything like that and it was not capped. And then the other thing is too, is with the water, like I said, going in there, is gonna cause erosion in the new road too, so that's gonna, waste our money, so. Which it should have been cut and capped properly whenever it was abandoned, but I don't know what they did or how they did it. So,
Thank you. Thanks, Frank.
All right, anything else? Eric, you got anything?
I mean, there's a few maintenance things on vehicles coming up and stuff like that that need to be done. Just normal routine maintenance on like the city truck and that kind of stuff. We got all the gas tanks working. We do have actual gallon meters on them now, so we know how much fuel we're using per the season and per the year, so we know exactly how much gas we're using. I mean, other than that, I mean, mowing season's in full swing. I mean, it's just gonna be, try to get through the season without things breaking.
Yeah, do we have a line item in our budget about fuel for city transportation and stuff, or is this something we just buy as we need it, or?
It's just been usually bought as needed, but due to some issues with some tanks up there, we had a very expensive fix a couple of years ago and recently. But there is, we do budget fuel in, yes.
I was just saying with Eric was saying about being able to gauge it now or count how much we used,
Yeah,
might help us in the budget fund process next year. We put so many dollars in there, kind
yeah,
of a guesstimate, that's what budgets are, they just need us down the road, but we can get a harder number when we kind of work. So I'd like to see what you track by the end of the year. You keeping a notebook on that, or?
Yeah.
there's a gas log and then the initial and then the reading, typically what it's ended at from the previous person.
Good.
And then what it is, and it's anti-tamper with, so if somebody steals gas, you can't erase it or go back, it shows,
Yeah.
so.
In October, we start the process of planning the budget, and we can look at what our usage is for a few months and kind of guesstimate what it is year round. But I'm sure sometimes a year we're using more than others, but we can kind of average it out, that'd be a big help. So thank you.
Yeah, 'cause that would help with that. All right, anything else? Okay. All right. Park and cemetery, roads, not much.
Well, I do have a question about, the cemetery. When you guys are mowing up there, when you're finished mowing, do you go back the same day, weed eat, blow the stuff off the headstones? How long does that usually take, that kind of stuff?
Usually, me and Joey, we go up and we mow it, and then Sharon either comes in right after us and does the weed eating, and cleaning the headstones and all that kind of stuff. That way we can keep mowing around other parts of town and keep the day going that way.
Okay. And the reason I ask that is because there are, in the new part, the headstones, I know it was several days, it wasn't just like overnight, there was like about 4 days difference that the mowing had been done and there's the weeding, or not weeding, but the blowing of the stuff off the headstones were not done. There's a lot of grass still on those headstones, that the flat ones.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to find out, if you guys doing it all during the same day? I know weather permitted, if it's raining or whatever, I get that. But if it's, nice day, you guys are doing that, is it consistent that you do it all in one day? Does it take 2 days to do that?
The mowing usually takes one day, and depending on what Sharon is working on, because she really around all the towers and all that kind of stuff, it all depends on how it works into her schedule, if she gets to it the same day or not.
Okay.
But her, like, as soon as we get done with the cemetery, I let her know that the cemetery's been mowed, so she can go up and do what she,
Is she the one doing the weed eating and blowing off the stuff?
Yes.
And does she do it on the, not just the new part, does she do, blow the stuff off the headstones on the older part also? Okay. So possibly what, a couple of days it could be that you guys are getting that completely done with like the sheriff?
probably, yeah, probably.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I was just kind of curious, because like I said, I'd gone up there and there was a lot of debris and stuff still left on the headstones that were in the ground, and I wanted to make sure that, how long it actually took you guys to completely finish it. Because it had been at least 4 days that was still like that, so it's kind of curious. right, that's all I have.
Alright, anybody had anything else on it? Doc, anything? Anybody see anything more? Okay. Alright. Citizens participation. Would anybody like to talk, or?
I would.
Okay.
We need to put a stop to people driving fast up. My name's Connie Fisher, sorry. Driving fast up Cedar Street. They're coming back down Cedar Street real fast. We have a spot there that Adam, Frankie, Eric all fixed on for a water line, and they're spinning out on it. I don't appreciate it. I had somebody come in my driveway that had been just done and spin on my driveway. Not cool.
Do you know who these people are?
One was Cody, but I don't know the rest of them that's
Yeah.
doing it. But I see them all the time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else, Tom?
Cool. That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right, there's gonna be no further business. Now, is there a motion to adjourn?
Do your first motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.